Hey everyone, this is Stones coming back with you with another video showing off everything that I got this weekend from both yard sales, garage sales, and another electronics recycling event. Another great week, a better week for yard sales and garage sales. I didn't think we were going to have any because it was raining again. And we live here in Ohio, and so we deal with rain, it seems like, for the first month or so of possible yard sales and garage sales. It's weird how it works. It's clear all week, it's perfect weather, it's beautiful, it's fine like it is today. And then come Thursday, here comes the rain. And it seems like it happens that way for the first 4 to 6 weeks. So Thursday I went out. Actually, the weather was perfect. It was beautiful, but I didn't find a single yard sale. And then Friday, it was raining. It was raining all morning, and I thought there's not going to be anything out there. I almost wrote off the day, thought I was going to come home early, go see a movie. But I kept on finding garage sales, probably were yard sales, but then they were forced to have them in their garage. So garage sale after garage sale, and I found quite a few and found some really good stuff. So first off, I'm kind of doing things out of order because I really didn't have room to put everything in order. I bought this box of vintage, I think these are brass, definitely metal faceplates for power outlets and light switches. I looked these up. 2 pieces together selling on eBay for about 20 bucks. I think there's about 10 pieces in here. Now this was kind of one of these desperation purchases. If things had been reversed and this was the last garage sale I went to, I probably wouldn't have bought these. But the weather was bad again. I didn't know if I was going to find anything else, and so in desperation, I felt like I had to get something. So I asked her how much she wanted for this because she didn't have anything priced. She said $10. I countered at $7. She agreed with that. I gave her a $10 bill and she only gave me change back for $8. So she gave me $2 back. So I paid $8 for this instead. Again, not a bad purchase, but probably something I would have made unless it was if it wasn't for the first sale of the day, and then I felt desperate as a result. Some other yard sale stuff. This is again going to be out of order. I paid $2 for this Mickey Mouse Pirates of the Caribbean hat. It doesn't go for much, maybe $10, $15, but I wasn't sure at the time. This is I think a clarinet. I paid $15 for this. Very old case. That's what caught my eye. The clarinet is a student clarinet. Definitely needs some work. Is missing some stoppers, as you can see right here. The instrument itself is not what I was impressed with. I was impressed with the case. This case is very high condition, very good quality. It's not your basic, laminated black case. Definitely vintage, definitely has some age to it. And I noticed in here, this little medallion said Geeb. I think that's how that's pronounced. That medallion alone goes for about $30. Now I paid $15 for everything. I don't know what the instrument's worth. I looked up Geeb cases. They seem to be pretty high end. I can't find any for like band instruments. Most of them I've seen were for guitars, violins, that type of thing, and they seem to go for a pretty penny. There is some damage on the handle, a little wear. This is definitely leather. But this case alone I think is going to be worth the money. It might be worth upwards of $50 to $100, something like that. Yard sale stuff. This came from the same yard sale. This is Bumble from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Vintage Bumble, I think he's 2001. He's supposed to sing and dance or something like that. Unfortunately, he doesn't work. I just got done trying to test him with new batteries. It did not work. But vintage Rudolph stuff does really well, especially the side characters. Maybe not so much as Rudolph, but all the Misfit toys and all that type of stuff tends to do really well, especially the vintage stuff. Bumble, if you wanted to sell him right away, probably about $50. But if you wanted to wait until Christmas, you probably could get more like $75 for him. Unfortunately, I tried. He's not working. So maybe I can get $20, $25 for him because he's still a cool piece. I also got these cheap WWE wrestling belts. She had 75 cents a piece on them. I think she rounded it down to $2 there's three of them there. I thought for 75 cents a piece, actually $2 for all 3 of them, maybe I can get $20 for all 3 of them combined. But when I looked these up, I was really, really shocked because these are made out of foam. They're cheap plastic, very thin plastic. Some of these sell for about 25 bucks a piece. So we're looking at $50 to $75 for the whole set, not just 20. Another thing that I bought from her was this Ghost Rider, not quite vintage, I think it's 2006. Mattel toy. It's a Revan Run, a Revan Ride toy. Paid $3, as you can see right there. This thing is really hard to find complete. I looked it up on eBay. You find just the action figure. You see the action figure with the bike. You see the bike with just the revving motor base thing. But complete, very, very difficult to find. The last one that sold in complete condition sold for $75. And I was really shocked about that. I wasn't expecting that. So I might throw up a higher price since I have the only complete one. Unless you want to buy it in brand new condition. There's several of those in the hundreds of dollars, I think. So maybe more like $80 and maybe $90, something like that. Another yard sale. I paid $6 for this Canon Rebel 2000 EOS camera. It's a film camera, not a digital camera. Paid $6 for that. I can probably get, if it works, I can probably get about $50 or $60. I'll throw batteries in there with it. I'll throw in film, and that will increase the value and the desirability. I do things like that. Same yard sale, garage sale where I bought the clarinet. I bought this case of vintage Francie outfits. It's not Barbie, it's Francie. It's the cousin of Barbie. Paid $10 here. She said 25 original outfits, but also included dolls. I don't think this is a true Barbie. That looks pretty sus to me. But this might be the cousin, and that looks pretty genuine. But the clothing alone, I've had experience before with vintage Barbie clothing. You can get $10 alone for one dress, one outfit, even more. So definitely worth the price on that. Paid a couple bucks for all this, what I thought was possibly silver. It was tarnishing like silver. It's not. It's silver plated. It's sterling, not sterling, but just, you know, normal stainless steel or silver plated, so not really worth anything. I'll probably just donate that to my local Goodwill or thrift store. So coming to the recycling event, that's where all this stuff comes from. So Saturday, again, I had an electronics recycling event. There was actually 2 of them that were going on. Great day, great weather, almost too hot to be compared to the weekend before where it was downpour, it was terrible, it was nasty. Great weather, but it was a new location, so we weren't sure what the turnout would be. And to be honest with you, at first I was a little frustrated because it didn't seem like I was going to find anything. I wasn't going to bring anything home. But slowly and surely over time, I was getting a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. The first thing that I grabbed was this PBS Kids. It's a DVD player with its own screen. Don't know if it's worth anything. I've seen there's comps for brand new ones, upwards of like $75, $80, even $90 for a used one. I didn't see any used, so maybe $20, $25, something like that. I don't see anywhere you could put batteries, so it probably takes a power supply, which I don't have, and therefore maybe I won't be able to do anything with it. Par for the course, game systems. Xbox 360, seems like I get one of those every time. Now the funny thing about this is the guy dropped off the Xbox 360 with the 3 controllers, the power cable, the AV cables, and that was it. But then later on, I got other AV cables for an Xbox 360. I've got the Kinect, which is the 3D or the wireless like sensor or something like that. That came separately, but with nothing else. And that's the way it happens. People will drop off parts and pieces. You don't always get the whole system. Sometimes you'll get just controllers. Sometimes you'll just get the console. Sometimes you'll get the console with the cables, but no controllers. Sometimes you'll get just cables. So I bring home everything and I piece everything together and put complete systems together. Eventually, if I have too many controllers, I'll just sell the controllers individually. And that's what I do. Xbox One, I'm seeing these more and more often. The guy that dropped this one off said it didn't work. This is the first time I've seen the white model, but even if it doesn't work, it sells for parts. People will buy them. The first PlayStation 4 that I got from last week didn't work. Well, it did work. It wouldn't read games. It would power on. You could use probably it for internet playing, for online playing, but it sold for $50 within the first day of me listing it. So yeah, the video games, always look forward to getting those. Printer toner cartridges, what I call big box printer ink. Grab those up every time. What ends up happening is they buy a printer, they buy extra ink for it, the printer goes bad, they have no use for the ink either, so normally they bring both the printer and their leftover ink, and I grab it up because this stuff's worth some money. Now I'm surprised because this is the first time I've had Apple branded toner cartridges, and it's actually not worth anything. Worth maybe $10. So we'll see if I can even sell that. But your genuine HP Hewlett-Packard ink always sells, and these two sell for anywhere from $30 to $50 each. There's the yellow and the black, and those are very easy and quick sellers. First time I ever brought home a lamp. It looked vintage. It's etched. It's not glass, it is crystal. And I did find the brand name on here, and depending on the design, very Art Deco, maybe $20, $25 on that if it works. It's not too fancy. If you had something bigger and more fancy, it'd probably sell for more money. Vintage telephone, I think this is made out of Bakelite. If it's made out of Bakelite, it's probably worth a little bit more money. We're looking at $30 to $40 on that. Tape players, I pick these up if they're clean. They sell pretty well, especially if they have the power cord. I'll throw in with it blank tapes, brand new blank tapes. I'll even throw in batteries that I pick up from my local Amazon bin store for like $2 a pack. And then that will up the value on this and probably create a better sale or a quicker sale. Again, I always grab up cameras, iPods. They do really well for me. Nikon does really well for me. Sony does really well for me. I've got the charger for the Sony, no charger for the Nikon, but I think I have a charger, but I don't have any batteries. Both cameras worth about $50 to $75 a piece if they work. iPods work. Sometimes I pair them up. Sometimes I sell them separately. This is another one of the ones with an external speaker, which I didn't even know they made. I had one in the past that wouldn't keep a charge, but it was the first time that I'd seen one with an external microphone. Here is a Shuffle, still in the container. Not that that would make it any more valuable, but that's kind of cool. Here's something interesting. Somebody dropped off cross pens. It was probably in a bunch of stuff they didn't realize were not electronics. Not like we really care or anything. Now these are personally engraved. Cross is a very good brand of pens and pencils. So you find them at thrift stores, you find them at yard sales, pick them up. These are engraved, maybe, I don't know, I'll have to look, $20, $30, $40. I don't know what the value, and I don't even know how to figure out what these are worth because it's not like there's a model on them or something like that. So that's from the electronics recycling event, and then today I went to one yard sale and picked up a couple of things, paid $10. This oscillating fan, vintage of course, Panasonic. If you find these, they can have some value. They have that old look to them, that vintage look. If you find them with like the normal white blades or the black blades, the brown blades, probably not worth anything. But this translucent blue has some value. People like the look. I paid $10 total. She originally wanted $7 for the camera, so I'm assuming the fan would have been $3. I don't know. That's what I offered her, and she took it. Now, I did test this. It's a little weak in the motor. It doesn't spin as fast as I think it should. It definitely doesn't oscillate on the first speed. It will oscillate on the second and third speed, but very, very slow. I probably can get about $50 for that, which isn't too bad, and it shouldn't be too hard to ship. Now this camera, she wanted $7 for. That was the first thing that I asked her what she wanted on the price. And this camera, it is a Hi8 camera, which is one of the better cameras. It does have a charger. It does have a battery. I do have blank tapes. If it works, we're looking $100 easily. So there you go. Not a bad weekend for a very unpredictable weekend, to say the least. Thanks for watching. Please comment, like, subscribe, whatever you want to do. Thanks a lot.